Welcome back, everybody. I am here this week with Greensboro Swarm, Donte Ingram. I am so glad to have you here. You're my first person I've talked to that's not been from the Legends this season, and I am so pumped.
Oh no, I am too. I am too.
Well, how are you? I mean, right now things are so crazy. I mean, for everybody. What have you been up to?
Yeah, man, it has been crazy times. I kind of just been chilling these last couple months. Um, as when you get pro or just anybody that plays any kind of sport, you get used to a certain routine. Whether that's working out, um, getting ready for practice, or just getting up and getting active any kind of way you can. And then obviously to have that taken away from you, it's kind of like it just, slap in the face. It's like, okay, what do I do now? Um, I can't get up where I'm at. I can't get up and go to the gym right now. I can't get any shots up. I kind of been going recently to the park a little bit, but even with that, I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to, if anybody's there or a lot of people around, I don't want to, get close to anybody, kind of practice social distancing. But um, just trying to enjoy like family time, kicking it with, close friends um, that are in my circle. But just in taking this time to kind of sit back and reflect on things. Because, as we see now, it's like you can have something one day, it could be going the next in one way or the other. So just understanding that it can be frustrating, but there's only but so much we can do right now. So just kind of just sitting back and enjoying this time. But obviously I'm like super ready to start back in the mix of things.
No, yeah, exactly. And to go ahead and dive right into everything basketball, you propelled your team when you played at Loyola. Can you help me pronounce it?
Loyola, Chicago, yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I was struggling with that. But you propelled your team to the Final Four in the 2018 NCAA Double Tournament. How are you feeling looking back now, seeing that these students and players aren't going to get that same opportunity that you had?
Yeah, man, it's tough. It's especially for the seniors. You get, you know, for some people that's a one in a lifetime chance. You work hard to get to that point. The tournament's the biggest scene in college basketball. So, to punch your ticket or to finally get to that, level of success and where you are, and to have that taken away from you from this is, it's crazy. I couldn't imagine, punching my ticket to the tournament my senior year, and then a day or two later, I find out that it's no tournament, and I don't get another chance to do that. Speaking from a senior perspective, but it's tough, man. Like you now, what for a lot of people, now it's like, what do I do now? I know people that were playing, not just making the tournament, but was about to get opportunity to play professional somewhere, at a showcase or something like that. Really depend on this opportunity, but they can't have that now because everything going on and being shut down this summer. So now they're kind of like in reset mode. Like, what do I do now to get to where I want to be? So it's real tough, but I couldn't imagine uh,
Right,
that
right.
struggle that people are going to.
When it comes to opportunities, you definitely have had so many in your career path already. You were signed to the Chicago Bulls Summer League roster. When that happened for you right out of college, what was going through your head? Was it finally that feeling of like, I think I've made it. I think this is the start of something.
Um, I never felt like, I think I thought I made it, but it was definitely a big opportunity that I had to understand not too many people get. Um, so having that experience was a really fun time playing with that team. And then obviously, one step closer to where I want to be. Um, so that was a fun time. But then you think about Summer League now, we know it's not going to be in July. Will it be in September, or are they going to go through with it or what? But yeah, it was definitely fun, but everything's kind of just shaking up now, so you really don't know. You can't look a month or two ahead and know what's going to happen or when it's going to happen. So
Right. I mean, with the season, abruptly stopped for everyone, NBA and G League. Adam Silver has kind of started last week talking about opening up training facilities for certain teams in certain cities that the stay-at-home order has been lifted or eased. and it will be by individually and kind of by a schedule. What do you think of this? Do you think that that's a safe idea to kind of start getting back to normal, I guess, if you want to say?
Uh, I don't want to touch too much on that, but as far as what is going on with that, I think that when the league is going to open back up, I think that as long as everybody has the same opportunity of getting in the gym and getting together, whichever way that was, um, I think that's the way to go. I know Adam Silver does a great job running the league and taking care of business. It's tough. It's just not the position. It's not an easy position to be in right now. I think he's doing a really good job, but I think as long as everybody uh, from the East Coast to West Coast to anywhere is able to get in the gym and have access the same way somebody else could, I think that's the right way to do it.
No, I mean, I agree. And right now, not having any source of basketball, the only thing that we have is the miniseries The Last Dance, which the 2 episodes aired last night. Did you watch them last night? Kind of see hearing and finally seeing Kobe like that. I mean, I think that I mean just definitely kind of pulled at a lot of emotions for a lot of people.
Yeah, man, I've been tuned in since the first episode. Last night was obviously an emotional episode, but it's still like it just doesn't seem right. Watching Kobe in that episode and just thinking of him passing away, it just still feels funny. Like it just feel weird. It don't really feel like he's actually gone. But so every time I see him, Twitter videos, Instagram videos, this documentary, it's like, whoa, like he isn't here anymore. But it's great to see, from that lens, seeing Michael Jordan at the peak of his career and seeing Kobe coming up and how much knowledge he took from Mike. It just goes to show, how much, Michael Jordan has, helped him and grow into who he was. And then it just makes you appreciate more how players today are helping the younger generation become, successful. So.
I mean, exactly. And two, Kobe was kind of our generation's MJ. I mean, that's who we grew up with. And I just love that they incorporated that last night. But I think my favorite part was with Seinfeld, that he's hilarious. And I think part of him, it's kind of like you don't know if he's being sarcastic or not. So I think that was definitely a fun little add on for sure. But what did you catch in there that you were like, okay, I didn't know that happened, or maybe I did, maybe I didn't? You were a little shocked at?
So I think the biggest thing that I didn't realize was I knew Rodman was a wild dude, right? I knew Rodman was free and kind of did what he wanted to do, didn't let anybody control him. But I didn't realize um, the I didn't realize that like he was leaving to Vegas for a few days. Like I I didn't understand like the guidelines. I feel like if somebody tried that today, it's like that's a fine, no way, you're out of here. But just seeing that group, that team, how Phil Jackson came on the scene, um, how Scottie Pippen got played 7 years, 18 million, being the top 3 player in the league at that time. That's like unheard of.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't realize those small details, and I also didn't realize how much I didn't like Jerry Krause. Um, he, I don't think he. I don't know. I don't think he went the right way about things. But I guess that's a whole other conversation.
Hey, I'm the only one. I definitely agree with you there. Getting back to you and your basketball career, you signed with the Dallas Mavericks, and then you were added to the Texas Legends roster, which is where I met you here in Dallas.
Hmm.
What did you take away from your first year in the G League to kind of carry with you to where you are now?
I think the toughest thing and the biggest takeaway right now for me is just perseverance. Because when you get to the pro level, it's a whole different ball game. Uh, it's a lot of changes and things you have to adapt to, things you have to understand about certain opportunities. Like you have to be grateful for all of them, but it's going to be ups and downs in that process. There's going to be situations where you might get a certain opportunity or not get a certain opportunity. But what are you going to do about that? Are you going to give into that? Or are you going to keep working? You know what I'm saying? Uh, Continue to stay hungry and have motivation to push to where you want to get without making excuses. That's the biggest takeaway because, when you get to college, you're in college for 4 years, you with a group of guys, it's like a family. It's just a different atmosphere, different environment, uh, different goals that people are trying to achieve. But then you get to the pro level, it's more of a kind of a more of an individual thing. You don't really control who's around you. Like in Dallas, like last year, the team's switching every week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on. It's so much more that goes into it, and you got to be prepared for that. So I mean, obviously, last year that was a big eye opener for me. But that's my biggest takeaway, though, is just staying ready, because situations can change, and you don't know when you're gonna get that opportunity. But you got to be ready for it when you get it.
Right, and y'all had a really decent season. You were fourth in the Southwestern Conference. I started, kind of, I guess, 3 seasons ago with the Legends, and y'all were in a good position. What was your favorite moment with the team, though, whether it was on the court or off the court from that season with the Legends?
Uh, I couldn't really point out one particular favorite moment, but um, I like the group of guys that we had. Like I said, the team changed a lot. Um, but off the court, we always seem to really get along. I think the coaching staff there, the assistant coaches, did a really good job working with the players. Eric Snow, Connor Dow, uh, and a couple other guys. I really liked, what they brought to the table and how that group kind of clicked. But I think the moments on the court, it's just the moments where we understood, okay, we may not make the playoffs. Um, we may not be the top team right now in our bracket, in our conference, but let's go out there and fight. Let's go out there and have fun and play together. Because we did have moments where we played together and looked really good. So I think, from just looking back at it, that's what I enjoyed the most.
Right now, you're with the Greensboro Swarm. You were traded to the team in North Carolina. Probably not where you wanted to be this season as far as being fifth in the Southwestern Conference and not kind of, I guess, having the goal of being, like you were just talking about, the top team. Looking back now, what would you say, okay, this is what we should have done better, this is what we needed to change to kind of play a little bit more well together?
I think that um, our team this year was very, very talented, um, hard workers. Everybody on the team really cared about winning, um, and just being great together. But it was one of those things where it just didn't click a lot. We played great. Um, we would play great for 35 minutes and not finish the last 4 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Just finishing out game was the biggest takeaway because we play really good basketball, but you obviously you have to understand that, playing a full 48-minute game,
Yeah.
what I'm saying, is the most important part. You can play great up until 4 minutes left in the game, or you can play great in spurts, but this our biggest thing was finishing games because you could look at our record and think that, oh, this team's terrible. But if you actually watching the game, you can see that it's not the matter of talent and the players that we have. Just a matter of putting it together, complete game. And that comes like we got a lot. We might have been the youngest team in the G League, first or second youngest team in the G League. So understanding that, a lot of rookies, a lot of second-year guys, just trying to find that formula for success. Which those guys and myself included, I really do believe that we'll go on and we'll just continue to learn and get better with how to win. So.
No, yeah, exactly. I was looking back at not only the stats of the team, but individually. And individually, like you said, y'all were very talented once you broke it down. Each of you carried a specific skill for the team. And honestly, that's what it really takes, is to have a team that can come together and not so much play individually, because the G League is very up and down all the time, a lot of trades, a lot of new faces. That's what it takes, is to figure out how to bring all of that together to be a team. So I think that y'all were on the right track. So yeah, but
Yeah.
I
for
do
sure.
want to touch on something that is probably more personal to you, but I actually loved the story. You have a huge shoe collection, I've heard, and me myself, I love a good sneaker. But what I was more intrigued by was your pair that was a memorial to your friend Saeed, and I love that you made something personal for yourself to pay tribute to him. And it had the acronym "Failure is not an option." I love that saying. How do you implement that into your everyday life, whether on the court, yes, but more so in your personal life, day to day?
Um, yeah, that is something for me that's very special because it's something that my close friend, uh, he really embodied for the way he lived. Um, for him, he had a certain route that he set out that he's like, look, my route may be different than yours, but I had the steps here, and I'm gonna get there one way or another, and I'm not gonna allow myself to cut myself short. I'm gonna work hard every day, and I'm gonna do everything I need to do to get to where I want to be. No matter how long that takes or what the process is, no ups and downs. Giving up or failure is not an option in that. So every day for me, that's something that I look at, something I think of, understanding, what I stand for, like what do I stand for? And for me, I won't let myself, give it my all. Wake up each day, fight for something to be better. And it doesn't mean that you might not trip up and mess up with something. It doesn't mean that, oh, I might try this, or I might go and I might have a bad workout day or have a bad game, because I think you only fail when you're not giving it your all and when you're not trying. So for me, that's something each day that I know, whether that's for him, for me, any of the close family and friends, is that, we have to understand the opportunity that we have being here, and that you can't take this for granted. You really got to have a very aggressive and um, optimistic, just relentless, pursuit towards greatness and being what you want to be. And that's something obviously you have to decide for yourself what you want to be. It might be sports, might be in the business world, it doesn't matter. But just going every day, telling yourself that, look, it's not an option for me not to give it all I got, uh, and for me to work hard to be where I want to be. So that's kind of how I look at it, and what I wake up every day fighting for.
I love that. I think that's such an amazing way to live life. And I hope people that watch this video listen to that and really take something away and implement that into their life. But I think that is all I have for you today. So thank you so much for joining me, helping me pronounce the college you went to, and giving me a little insight into what your life is and where you have come and just who you are. So thank you so much for joining me.
No problem. Next time we mention my school, though, you're gonna do your homework so you can pronounce it.
Okay, in my defense, I did. I sat here on YouTube for about 10 minutes looking up pronunciations. But hey, sometimes you just slip up. Like you said, it's okay to make mistakes. So
Yeah.
it's a learning
All
experience,
right.
but I'll get it next time.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thank you so
Yeah, for
much.
sure.
Have a great day.
No doubt. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye.